First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. I just wanted to get into this lesson here. I was listening to Acts 12th chapter, and there's a couple of things that kind of stood out, so I want to go into them. So I'm going to go ahead and start reading in verse 1. It says, "Now about that time Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church." Now Herod was an Edomite who had dominion during the time that Yahushua was crucified, okay, and during the time of Acts, all right. And it says, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword, all right. And this was one of the 12 disciples. Okay, he was the first. He was the first of the 12 apostles to be killed, okay, to be a martyr for Yahushua, all right. And it was under the hand of the so-called white man, which goes to show you that that they are our enemies, okay, naturally, all right. And these 2/3, because they can. Well, I'm gonna read it. It says in verse 3, "And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also." See, so he saw Herod saw that killing the Lord's men pleased our people, man, which shows how wicked they were. Okay, it shows how wicked they are. All right, and guess what? These 2/3 men that are responsible for killing the prophets are going to be punished for their acts, man. All right. Matter of fact, that's in Matthew 23, I believe. Thou that killest the prophets. Yep. Matthew chapter 23, verse 37. "O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets, and stonest them which are sent unto thee. How often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen hath gathered her chickens under her wings, and ye would not." Right? Because the Most High is calling unto us by way of his prophets, okay? And our people's natural reaction, their demonic carnal reaction, is to kill the men that are telling them to get right, man. And little do they know, we are nothing but ambassadors of the Heavenly Father, okay? This is why it says in verse 38, "Behold, your house is left unto you desolate. For I say unto you, ye shall not see me henceforth." Well, that's the point right there, verse 38. You know, your house is left unto you desolate, because these 2/3 people who are responsible for destroying our nation by taking out the righteous leaders, man, they're going to be a desolation. All right. Let's see here. So let's go back to Acts chapter 3. It says, "Then were the days of unleavened bread. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people." All right. Now Easter, you know, that's not really what it is, because it's this right here in verse 3. It says the days of unleavened bread. All right. Now the days of unleavened bread, that's after the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. It talked about that in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Okay. Anyway, it says verse 5. Therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto the Most High for him. Okay, so our people, man, majority of them wanted to take out Peter, okay, and after he got put in prison, the true believers of the Lord, they prayed unto the Most High for him to be saved, basically. Okay, and so let me see. It says, And when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with two chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. Okay, so he was in a position where he was in straits. He was in dire straits. Okay, he was in dire straits. Matter of fact, get this in Psalms chapter 18. All right, this is Psalms chapter 18, verse 3. I will call upon Yahweh, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from mine enemies. And the same spirit that wrote this is it's a Psalm of David. The same spirit that wrote this, man, is the same spirit that we're reading about in Acts. Okay, because we know that David is in the reincarnation Peter. Okay, and so Peter was receiving those sure mercies because he was about to receive the same fate, okay, that James suffered, man. Okay, and this could have been too much longer after Yahushua was taken up. Was James killed, man, for the testimony of Yahushua? Okay, but continuing on, it says, I will call upon Yahweh, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from mine enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me. Right? So the overflow of people who come against us with this demonic energy is going to compass us about during the time of our faith being tested. All right. But let's see what's going to happen. It says, the sorrows of hell compassed me about, talking about the grave, that word in the hell. Let's get that word hell real quick. Hell. Sometimes it doesn't load properly fast enough. Uh-oh. Sorrows of hell. There we go. Sha'awal. Strong's H7585. Now it wants to act like I can't click it. Really? Hey, well, it is what it is. You know, you can look it up. You know the word right here, Sha'awal. Okay? There we go. The grave. Okay? Yeah. The grave. Now, it go right here where it says Strong's definition. The last three words in this part right here, the grave, hell or pit. Okay, but it's really the grave. Okay, it's used 31 times. Grave and hell are interchangeable. Okay, so that's what that means back. So going back here, the sorrows of the grave or the sorrows of death compassed him about. But verse 6, in my stress I called upon Yahweh, and I cried unto my power. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth. Okay, so the Most High is going to, in a situation where you're in where he decides to deliver us, man. Okay, it's going to be basically like an appalling salvation. All right, and this is just an example of what happens when you call upon the name of the Lord, and also too why it's so important to pray for other men when they get put in a position of difficulty. All right, because when you go back here to Acts, we'll see what happens. All right, it says prayer was made without ceasing in verse 5, and then it says verse 6, and when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with two chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. And behold, an angel of Yahweh came upon him, and a light shined in the prison. Okay, so the Lord sent an angel. He heard the prayer. Okay, because Peter was praying. Okay, praying that the Most High just do according to his will. Okay, But hey, if it be according to his will to save, then, you know, I'm pretty sure that was a prayer that was being prayed during that time. All right, because this is the same sentiment that's written in the book of Psalms. All right, it says, and behold, an angel of Yahweh came upon him, and a light shined in the prison, and he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, arise quickly. And his chains fell from off his hands. So straight like that, man. It's an easy thing to deliver a man of the Lord, okay, in times of distress, in times of trouble, which is why we call upon the Lord, because 90% of the time, okay, well, 100% of the time, he's trying our faith, you know, because even if we get chastised for something that we did wrong, it's still a faith booster if you come out of it stronger, man. If you come out of it still on with your sanity and your integrity intact, okay. It says, verse 8, and the angel said unto him, gird thyself and bind on thy sandals. And so he did. And he saith unto him, cast thy garment about thee and follow me. Okay, kind of reminds me of when Elijah, the prophet, basically was ready to perish. Okay, after fasting and mourning, because he was fleeing from the hand of Jezebel, who was trying to kill him because he was a prophet. Okay, well, guess what? The Most High sent an angel to give him a cake. Okay, like some bread and water. It's okay, so that he could travel to speak with the Lord. Okay, but he needed his strength. So that angel was at that time basically helped him, even though Elijah wasn't in chains. That angel basically helped Elijah from dying, basically, because like I said, he was just about to lay down and die, basically, you know. And so in this passage here, we're seeing that the angel of the Lord is here to save. Is here to the Most High used the angel to deliver Peter, man. Okay, because they do the will of the Most High. The angels do the will of the Most High. All right, and let me see here. Got to get that in Psalms 34. I'm tripping. Psalms 34 and 7. It says, you know what? Start at verse 6. It says, ooh, man. Might as well, you know, I'm gonna just finish off on this right here. This is Psalms 34 and 1. It says, I will bless Yahweh at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in Yahweh. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. Magnify Yahweh with me, and let us exalt his name together. Okay, because we pray unto the Most High, and he basically delivers us from the temptations and the tribulations that we go through. It says, verse 4, I sought Yahweh, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. Okay, the reason why Peter was delivered from his fears was because the Most High heard his prayer and heard the prayers of those that are obedient unto him. And also Peter still had work to do. Okay, but so the Most High had mercy on Peter, man. Okay, so it says, let's see. And he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. And the reason why I'm going through this is because this should be the mindset that we have too, because we're gonna have to go through certain trial periods that cause us to be fearful as well. Okay, but the only power we should really fear is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 5, they looked unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. The poor man cried, and the Lord and Yahweh heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. See, so Peter, being the poor man in this instance, cried unto the Most High, and the Most High heard him. Okay, and saved him out of all his troubles. Okay? The troubles being death. This says the next day he was going to, Herod was going to bring him forth. Okay? To make him an example. But that wasn't part of the Lord's plan. All right? It says, the angel of Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. Okay, so the angels are the ones that are guarding and protecting our spiritual mindset. Okay, they are the ones who the Most High uses basically to take care of the supernatural things, so to speak. It's kind of like a cheat code, right? Because Peter, he wasn't supposed to be able to escape, but it was all according to the Most High's will, But that was basically the lesson. I didn't want to get into anything too long. I just wanted to read that passage. Abaratazah, it was edifying to you brothers. With that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rechak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.